Are you ready? Let's go. Welcome, everyone. You are now tuned into another amazing edition of Sanya on Air. I'm your host, Sanya Hudson Payne. And how do I start each and every single Sanya on Air episode? I'm waiting. I have two great guests for you. Not just one, but uno, dos. Two amazing guests. Joining us later on in today's episode of Sanya on Air, I have fellow podcaster Tiffany Kennedy. Now, she is also an advertiser and a sponsor of this show, Adjusting Crowns, Putting on Crowns. There is a seat at the table for everyone. I specifically invited this fellow podcaster, this fellow woman of color podcaster, because this lane is becoming bigger and bigger by the day. And I just want to make sure that I'm driving by the right cars. For moments, I have Schenika Quattlebaum. She is the CEO of Natalia Megan Hair Beauty Cosmetics. But before we get to today's amazing guest, do me a favor. Why don't you head on over to every Sanya on Air streaming platform and hit that subscribe button, and also hit the notification so that every time I upload a new edition of Sanya on Air celebrity interviews, you'll know right there on the spot. So let's just get to today's episode of Sanya on Air. Hi, Tiffany.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm fine. I'm so excited to have you here today.
I'm so excited to be on the show, and thank you for inviting me. I really appreciate it.
No problem. I was telling my friends and my colleagues that having you on today's Sanya on Air is super special because you are a fellow woman in media with your own podcast. So tell us about your podcast.
Yes. So I actually started my podcast show because all my family and friends say, Tiffany, you're so good with giving advice and you always keep it truthful and honest and 100 with people. And they was like, I think your voice would be helpful and encouraging, uplifting to people. And so a lot of people was just pushing me. They was like, you need to do this. And so I said, you know what? I think you're right. So that's what made me come up with the idea. And so my son, he's in technology. And so he was like, Mom, you should do a podcast show. And I was not familiar with a podcast show. So he kind of broke it down to me and he kind of helped me to set it up and everything. And it started October 5th on my parents' anniversary. Both of my parents are deceased, but I just wanted to do it in honor of them. And it started there last year, October 5th, and it's been doing very well.
So during the pandemic, you started your podcast.
Yes, because I had so many thoughts and ideas in my mind, and I was like, okay, the world is shut down. Why not do it? And so I was like, this would be the perfect time to create the show. And so I was talking to my sister about it because me and my sister, she's my best friend. And so she was like, oh, Tiffany, this would be fabulous for you to do. She was like, you are the perfect person for this. And so I created the show, and she was actually my very first guest because the name of my show was called We Are Family. So we just took it back. We talked about our childhood, life lessons we learned from our parents. So it was just a really special time to just reminisce and just talk about, the appreciation we have for our parents. So it was an awesome show. It was very personal to me. And ever since then, I've done everything from relationships to business ventures to I have another segment called Tell Tough Tiff All About It, where people can ask me advice about their love and relationships, and I'm like, I'm not no expert, I'm not no doctor, but I've been around the block a few times. So I'm like, I think I can tell you a little something about what you should at least expect or what you deserve in a relationship. So that's where it went.
I love it. And I love that you took the advice of your family and friends and you tapped into a purpose and a passion that you probably wouldn't have tapped into before. So that's something that my listeners and my viewers can take away from this conversation. If you keep hearing the same thing from other people about, something that you should explore, you might want to take their advice and see what that's all about. So
that is so true.
I want to pick your brain a little bit, Tiffany, for some advice.
Okay, let's go with it.
Talk about relationships and dating. Mm-hmm. So let's say if a 20-something-year-old came to you and said, I'm thinking about getting married. What?
Okay. Well, first of all, marriage is a beautiful thing. This was a gift that was given to us by God. God want us to be in love. He want us to feel love. He want us to give love. So it's a beautiful thing. And it's a union not only with the man and woman or the two people, but it's also a union with God. This is our way to commit to him and to have that relationship with him. So it's a very good thing. But being 27, that's young. But I was young. I was 27 when I got married. So I would just say, pray to God first, seek God, make sure that this is the person for you. You want to make sure that they click, I have like a list, like have a list of all the do's and the don'ts or the pros and the cons. And if that person, I would say majority of the things that you're looking for, then I would say go for it. If y'all both are equally yoked, y'all have the same things in common, same values, then I would say go for it, especially if you've been in a relationship with the person for a while and you've kind of seen both sides. Because, we all have the good side and then we have the not so good side. So I think if you have learned, that much about the person, then yes, you got to step out on faith and, trust God that this will be the right relationship and the right marriage.
So are you still married?
Yes, actually, I'll be celebrating 25 years on May 26th with my husband, and yeah, it's been a journey now. And I mean, we've had our ups and downs. That's any relationship. You don't even have to be married to go through different things. But the good thing about it, we always trust God. We always take it to God. We pray together. He prayed for me, I pray for him, and we communicate. And I think that's the most important thing in any relationship. If you have that communication where you could talk about the good, the bad, the pretty and ugly, I think you can do well in any relationship, but you will have your challenges, but that's what makes you stronger and that what makes you more closer.
Got it. Got it. So you've now entered into this amazing world of media and podcasting. And like you said, you're kind of new to this. What have you learned so far?
Well, I tell you this much. All of my guests have been just blowing my mind. I mean, these are ordinary people with extraordinary lives. And these are people like I've been knowing like all my life, childhood friends, high school classmates, just different people that I've been knowing and didn't know that they had all these hidden treasures that they was, keeping to themselves. And I'm like, wow, you're changing the world. You're making a difference. And people need to hear your stories. People need to share that journey along with you. So I'm just glad I have a platform to give people that opportunity to share their different experiences and their journeys through life and how they overcame things and how they're looking to change things in their community and in the world. And it's just uplifting to me. It's empowering to me. And I'm also encouraging them as well. So it's just been a wonderful experience altogether.
So you said that you've had family and friends as guests. I'm glad that you tapped into people that you know to add more value to your brand of podcasting. Has there ever been a time where you had to give some mean or uncomfortable advice that you didn't want to give, but you knew you had to?
You know what? I haven't had to do that yet. But one thing about me, I'm just honest. I'm going to always give it to you 100. So if I feel someone might be going in the wrong direction, I'll still gear them back in the right direction, but I always try to do it in a respectful way. So yes, I never had to, go to blows with anybody or had to be had to talk up or get loud or anything like that. Everybody have been just really respectful because they know how I am. I like to treat people the way I want to be treated. So it's been great.
You know what, Tiffany? I'm laughing because I think a little bit of your Detroit just came out. I don't have to rough with anybody.
That's the Chicago way. That's how we roll. We can't go there if we have to.
Which one?
But
Chicago
I,
or Detroit?
I'm from Chicago. I'm from Chi-Town, the Windy City.
You are all cut from the same Brooklyn cloth. We are ready.
That's it. That's it. We always ready now. We ready, but we hope that we don't have to be ready. Okay.
Exactly. Now, this world of media, it has its ebbs and flows, its ups and downs. We are both women of color. We are both women of a particular age. Do you think that the world of media really creates a lane for women like us, women of a particular age and women of color?
I think so because we have a lot of experience. We've been through some things, not taking anything away from the young people because they have their own personal experiences too. But, we've been around the block, like my old saying is, I'm not new to this, I'm true to this. And it's true. When you've been through some things, you can share that because that might encourage or, help someone to look at a different perspective of how they might go through some things or how they might experience some things. So I think, it's always good when you can talk to someone that's a little wiser, that's been through it. Because I can't talk to you about something I ain't never been through. I can, try to give you some advice, but if I've been through it, I can share that with you because that's like my testimony to you to help you to be able to get through it.
That's what's up. And
Hmm.
now since the pandemic, we are seeing more entrepreneurs emerge.
Yes.
You are an entrepreneur leading your own podcast, but you also work a full-time job. How do you manage both?
You know what? First of all, my job is awesome. I'm working remotely from home, which is good. So it allows me time after work to be able to work on my podcast. And I do a lot of it on the weekends and stuff like that. So I always find time to, in between, like on my lunch or my break or something, to just jot down ideas and different things that I want to do, different topics, because it's all God. All God is doing this for me. Because I'm telling you, I'd be amazed myself, it'll be a thought that'll come to my mind. And then it'll give me a suggestion of the guests I should select for that show. And when I reach out to the guests, they like, oh my gosh, like, really? You picking me to do this? I mean, they really be flattered and honored by it. But it just be a wonderful experience for both, because this is allowing them an opportunity to share whatever their stories are. And it's also giving me an opportunity to get to know them better.
Yeah, so
Mhm.
true. Do you have your phone near you?
Yes, I do.
I just sent you something. I want you to take a look at it. I just
Okay.
texted you.
Okay, just text me.
Yeah,
Okay, let's see.
take a look at it.
Okay, I just got it. Oh, wow. I love it. I love it.
That is
Wow.
your New York City Times Square billboard for your amazing podcast.
Wow. I love it. This have made my day. It really made my day.
It's nothing like seeing your name in lights. What do you
Yes.
envision for your podcast? Let's say next year or even 5 years down the road.
I would like to hopefully get a radio show, just to have a broader audience and the more opportunities to talk to more people just around the world. I just don't want it to be just the city I live in or just my family and friends. I want to step outside the box and just reach out to more people. So I'm hoping that's the direction God is leading me to.
Got it. Got it. So your podcast, you do it how often?
Every Monday at 7 o'clock a.m. Central Time, but you can listen to it anytime after that. But that's when it's actually live. But anytime after that, you can hit play, and I'm on pretty much all the listening platforms.
Wow. Wow. So once again, learning new things. How are you getting acclimated to social media? Because that's a beast in itself.
Yes. And you know what? I've had so many different people that have been reaching out to me, and they just been like, wow, I listened to one of your shows and it was very encouraging, very uplifting, or this is something I'm going through. And just your words of encouragement was helpful to me. And that what makes me feel good because, like they say, if you could change one life, then your life is not in vain. So just to hear words of encouragement like that, or people, letting me know that they subscribing to my show or that they're sharing my show with other people, that is really rewarding to me in itself.
And I'm sure people would want to be a guest on your show. Do you accept other guests on your show? And if so, how can they become a guest?
Yes, they can actually leave me a voicemail message on Anchor, or they can also email me at T_Tiffany95 at yahoo.com. And yes, if they have an idea or if they would like to be a special guest on the show, please reach out to me. I would love to have you on the show.
Got it. And one more time, tell us the name of your podcast.
It's called Tiff the Truth. And I'm Tough Tiff. That's what I'm known as, Tough Tiff. And when you come on my show, we're going to keep it 100. We're going to keep it truthful and honest. And it's all about learning and growing together. And you're still going to get entertained as well.
Let me tell you, I have a great feeling you can't go wrong with Tough Tiff because Chicago, and she's going to give it to you unfiltered,
Yes.
uncurated, unapologetic, the truth. I
Yes.
stay tuned in, and I'm encouraging everyone who is looking at this episode, who is listening to this episode, make sure you tune in and make sure you subscribe and follow Tough Tiff on social media.
Yes, I'm everywhere. Facebook, YouTube, I'm even doing TikTok videos. I'm trying to get out there with the young folks and trying to, do a little something, something. I'm like, yeah, I can drop it like it's hot a little bit too, So,
Wait a minute.
yes.
Wait. I've done a few TikToks with my daughter too. How many have you done so far?
I would probably say about 6. And I tell you, my sons, they like, Mom, stop it. Just stop it.
We should get a whole bunch of podcasters together and we should all do a TikTok.
I would love it. Yeah. I would love it. Like throughout the different cities. Yeah. Oh, that would be awesome. Yes.
I forgot what it's called.
Okay. We'll come up with some moves. Call it the podcast shuffle. Okay.
Yes. We can do that. See, this is
I love it.
Happens when dynamic women of color get together. We're doing the same thing, but there's no animosity, there's no tension. There's a seat at the table for everyone. So I'm going to be, having conversations with you about doing this virtual podcasting TikTok.
Yes. I love it. I love it. And I just want to thank you again for allowing me to be on your show, because I've been watching you, and girl, you doing your thing. And I just want to say hats off to you. You get a snap, snap and a clap, clap. Keep doing what you're doing. And like you said, it's good that we as women can encourage and uplift each other, because people always think that women are hating on each other, and we're not. I know I'm not. I like to celebrate women that's moving up to the top and going, different places. So hats off to what you're doing. Keep striving. Keep, just embrace your greatness, because you're doing it. And thank you for letting me be just a little part of your journey. I really appreciate it.
No problem. And I will be seeing you tomorrow when you fly into New York City.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to see you. And I got to turn off for Chi-Town to New York. So they don't know Tough Tiff when I get there.
We're going to create a movie on 42nd Street tomorrow.
I love it.
Thank you so much for your time. Safe travels, and I will see you tomorrow live and in living color. Take care.
Thank you. God bless you. You take care too.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.
So there you have it. Another woman of color in media, podcasting across multiple streaming platforms, that added her flair, her knowledge, her brilliance to Sanya on Air celebrity interviews. Don't ever think for a moment that you can't share your platform with people who are doing the same things as you are. So yes, you will see every single week on my show celebrities from television, film, music, fashion, and beauty. But these are celebrities too, and you better get to know who they are. So Schenika Quattlebaum, she is the CEO of Natalia Megan Hair and Beauty Cosmetics. Hi, Schenika.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine. I had to have you back for a second time. When I did the interview last week, I felt so rushed, and I feel that you are this amazing, dynamic woman. And I said, oh no, you gotta have her back on the show.
Thank you.
No problem. The reason why I really wanted you back on the show, because like I told you, women, even men, when it comes to a new product, everyone is very, very particular. And as the CEO of Natalia Megan Hair and Beauty, I just want you to tell us why. I want you to give us the backstory of how you achieved this amazing brand and got into Walmart. So just tell us a little bit more about your hair and beauty brand.
Okay, so just to give you a little background, what really motivated me, I went to MAC and I wanted to get Pink Poodle, and they discontinued the color. And then I was like, Schenika, you can do this yourself. Like, put your skills to use. I knew I always wanted to do something in the beauty industry. I wasn't sure what. Initially, I said, I'll just be a makeup artist, or I'll just do this. And then I've always played in makeup. So it was at that moment, it was like that light bulb moment, so to say, where you're like, can do this. Do it yourself. And that's what I did. And what really, really keeps me motivated is I don't like failure. And I know in life, everyone fails at things, but I'm so passionate about my brand and I have put my all into it. And that's just my motivate. Just keep going, keep going, keep going. Do what people said you couldn't do. Because I got that a lot in a younger age. Like, oh, you'll only be this or you'll only be that. Well, look at me now.
Ta-da.
Exactly.
That's a valuable
Exactly.
lesson that people need to learn and to just frame their everyday. If the door is closed, go to Home Depot and buy the wood and
Absolutely.
build the door
Build
yourself.
your own house.
For these major organizations, companies, these brands to give you what you need and do what Schenika did, and she did it herself. So you did all of this in your kitchen at first?
I did everything in my kitchen. Literally, I started out with squeeze tubes. I ordered some from Amazon because, again, this was the beginning. So this was before I even knew about where I can get tubes from and all of that, because I was really just testing it out. And I started creating my glosses in the kitchen. It took 5 or 6 times to perfect it, of course. It wasn't just perfect at the first try. But again, I didn't give up. And so once it was perfected, I put it in the tubes. I remember I posted a picture on my Facebook page and was just like, hey, what do you guys think of these colors? And I got orders on that one post questioning colors. And I was like, now let me step my branding up, because it was literally just a basic squeeze tube. And that's what I did.
But just a basic tube, sometimes that's all you need.
Yep.
That's when you know that a brand is going to speak volumes and do what it's supposed to do when it's not just hidden under all of the glitz and glamour. But I'm glad that you mentioned that you did this all yourself in your kitchen, because since the pandemic, I've seen so many cosmetic brands surface.
Mm-hmm.
And I ask these individuals, and they're just ordering things and just putting their name on it.
Yeah.
So she made this herself.
I made it myself.
Did you give it to friends and family so they could try it out as well?
I did, but you know what I really wanted to do? Because sometimes, friends and family may not want to hurt your feelings. So I need people that are going to be brutally honest and be like, well, it didn't last, or it wasn't moisturizing enough, or the pigmentation is off. I needed that type of criticism. That's what I was looking for. So I put up another post and I was like, I'm looking for 10 females who are interested in trying out a product, da-da-da-da-da. The response, first of all, was overwhelming. I had way more than 10 people. So I just chose the first 10. And that was, I had them say, look, I need you all to be brutally honest. I'm not a person whose feelings are going to get hurt because you're criticizing a product. I need to know because I want to perfect it before I really, really put it out there. And that's how I did that. And so it was total friends and family, yeah, but it was total strangers who I really looked for in the comment. Because again, I don't want you to sugarcoat what you really think. I want you to tell me what it is.
Yes. And you need people like that in your life. It's really going to give it to you straight, no chaser. So people are coming out with a product, and although you may think it's the best thing since sliced bread, have people try it out before
Absolutely.
Pigmentation. So tell us exactly what products do you offer?
So I have lip gloss, which is a hydrating lip gloss. I have a matte liquid lip, a traditional lipstick, eyeshadow palettes. I have a 12 color and a 25 color. I have mascara. I have Mink Lashes. I have 43 different styles of Mink Lash. And then I also have the magnetic lash. Coming soon will be your brow pencil, brow powder, foundation. So that's what we're adding in the next couple of months. But immediately, very busy.
That's a lot. So did you have any history, going to, let's say, fashion school or, chemistry? Where did this come from? This pursuit of fashion?
I have no background in fashion school. I'm personally not a chemist. However, my uncle is. So when I initially had the idea, it was like, oh, I know who to call. And then I said, and I told him I don't want products that have like a lot of alcohol. I don't want any of that. I want a more natural gloss that holds its pigmentations, that's very hydrating on your lips. So he's like, okay, this is what you need. But I told him I wanted to do it. I didn't want him to do it. Just guide me and direct me and let me make my mistakes and let me learn from my mistakes so that I can perfect my own craft. Yes. Because I was very adamant about me wanting to do this myself.
Oh, that's amazing. And, I'm glad that you also mentioned, this is why I love to have conversations with people that I deem successful. Because when you talk about these pivotal moments and milestones, and when you fall back down, I'm looking to hear when you pick yourself back up and how you turn those no's into the motivation to perfect your craft.
Absolutely.
That's amazing. So I want to ask you questions. I'm a little bit distracted by your red lip. Natalia Megan Hair Beauty.
That's all I wear. And this is actually just a traditional lipstick. The color is Temptation.
Ooh, honey. And just for a woman of color, I'm melanin queen, melanin dopeness. My mom, we come from a certain era where mothers would tell their Black daughters, don't wear red lipstick.
Red lips.
Oh.
Yep. I'm from that era, but I love a red lip.
Me too. So when I saw it, I'm always looking for a product where it looks like it's going to stay on. I love the matte look of it.
Yep.
So I'll definitely be participating and ordering a few things.
Oh, thank you.
That's the kitchen?
Yes.
Wow. Yes. I love it. I love it. So let's just talk about the culture. Everyone is on, I call it the gravy train. Everyone wants to be inclusive and have diversity, which is good, but when it comes to hair care and beauty products, I'm tired of walking into these stores and seeing a small section just for women of color.
Absolutely.
Your products, who are they made for? Is it for Black women or is it for everyone?
Well, it the beauty side of things is for everyone. However, the pigmentations in certain colors, because you don't have like really true reds or that'll have a blue undertone. You normally have like the reddish orange color or a reddish pink. So I try to gear, because my undertone is crazy. I have 3 different undertones. So I take all of that into consideration when I am working on my product line, because I don't want to necessarily say just out, Black women, but we do have a lot of different undertones within us as opposed to the Caucasian woman. So it really depends on the color. I try to make sure that it's for everybody. However, that we have certain colors specifically for us.
Got it. Now, as a woman of color, I only beat my face when I'm doing things like this. Other than that, like I'm in a hat, on some glasses, But what I really wanted to ask just about luxury. I love luxury products, especially when I want to, kind of zhuzh myself up for experiences like this. And I noticed on your website, it said luxury. And I said, oh, here we go. Another product. I'm going to have to dig in my coins. Like I just bought, and I'm a fan of it. I use this hair care product and it's all natural products. But for just one thing of hair oil, it cost me close to $50. So that's what I'm expecting from your brand. And when I saw that it was affordable and I could buy myself something, a few friends, and still, have a little cocktail.
Yes, exactly.
Your price point, very affordable. Was that intentional?
It was very intentional. Very intentional. I know that I can price point up higher because I know what my product is. However, I don't want to do that. I want to make sure that anyone can afford it. You shouldn't have to lack a certain luxury because you can't afford it. That's not what I'm here for. I want my product to be that a 20-year-old can afford it in college and a 30-plus-year-old can afford it, making whatever amount they make. I don't want to uptick my price and leave anyone out, because everyone should be able to experience my products. And it shouldn't be, how sometimes you can get a product at a cheaper rate And you're like, girl, I should have just paid more money. You will not say that with anything that I have on the shelves.
Really? Wow, wow. So, the ingredients, are they on each brand or each product's label?
Yes, ma'am. They're on the boxes. They're on the packaging for every product.
Nice. It won't be words that we can't pronounce, like euphoric, hydrochloric to the third power -5.
No, no. Not at all.
These products, it's ingredients that we don't even understand.
Exactly, that you have to Google.
Or go back to school and take up another foreign language.
Absolutely, absolutely.
No one wants to do that. But before we discuss your hair and beauty brand a little bit more, once again, people need to buy into the backstory. They want to know who you are. They want to trust you before they can trust the brand. So tell us a little bit about you. Where were you born?
I was actually born in Dallas, Texas. I moved to, I moved to Maryland. I'll just say Maryland instead of the DMV. But I moved to Maryland in in the early 90s. So I've been there ever since. I'm like, what year did I move? These years are going by so fast. So
I forgot how old I was the other day, so you get a pass.
And my birthday is coming up on Sunday, and I'm like, well, wait a minute, what year is this? I was like, oh my goodness. So anyway, yeah. So I, initially from Dallas, moved to Maryland, been here since the early 90s. And that's, I've had my struggles. I was in a domestic violence relationship for years. It took me years to kind of build up the courage to leave. And, when you pray and things happen, you're like, okay, this is what I prayed for. But wait, I didn't mean it to be this extent. Like, wait, whoa, did it have to be this dramatic for me to exit? So it was that kind of thing. And you're like, okay, let me be more specific with my prayer. Right. And after that, and it took a few years of healing to get myself back to where I felt I needed to be. I'll never be that old Schenika. That old Schenika died in that old relationship, which I'm blessed for. I've reinvented myself, and here I am.
Once again, just another testimony. This is what the Sanya on Air platform is about, because people will show up to the world and they will have their faces beat, but inside, they're battling demons. So once again, it's another testimony about when you find yourself down, you can always pick yourself back up. You can reinvent yourself.
Absolutely.
Temptation.
Absolutely. A little tempting.
Your beauty. So I know the last time we had the conversation, I started talking about your hair line, but you told me that you haven't fully developed that yet. Am I correct?
Right. Correct. It's in development. We'll probably release that sometime in the fall, end of fall, early winter. I'm such a perfectionist when I'm putting my name out there. So I want to make sure that it's, I don't want to say perfect, but that it's perfect in my eyes, because, you can't please everyone, but at least I know what I'm putting out. And so, that's in trial now. I have several hairstylists that are using the different products and kind of giving me feedback on what should change, how the client feels, and all of that. So, yeah.
So what type of hair care products can we expect?
I'm going to have a full hair care line.
Shampoo, conditioner, moisturizer.
Shampoo, conditioner, moisturizer, edge control, hair oil, hair growth oil. I'm going to have everything.
I'm looking forward to it. There was another brand that just released some edge control. So, I wanted to support. So I said, listen, I'll buy a few, and then I'll also give you extra money so that you can reinvest back into your business. I never got my edge control.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm looking for an edge control, because, I don't know about anyone else, but I know for me, when I put on edge control, it turns white.
Yes, and it flakes, and I hate that.
I hate that. And once again, I'm spending a lot of money on this edge control that's not getting me that I want. So I'm going to be looking out for your edge control
Yes.
too.
It will be coming soon.
Good. Because this whole pandemic, it has really reinvented me. You know, I've gone back to braids. I see you have braids too.
I do too.
And I love them. I haven't worn braids in about 20 years. I don't think I want to go back to anything else except my braids. So I'm looking for products, like I said. So this conversation, I'm like really trying to see, you know, what you have in store, because, you know, I just want to stay beautiful.
Absolutely. Look, so do I. So trust me, I'm not going to put out anything that I don't use myself. That's another thing. If I put it out, then I'm wearing it or I'm using it.
One thing I need help with, and I'm sure other women need help with too. I heard you mention that you have 3D mink lashes.
Yes.
Never heard of that. What is 3D mink lash? What is that?
Well, it's all in the volume of them and the thickness, because I have 3D, I have 5D, and I have 25 mm. 5D and 25 mm are very dramatic. So if you're like very dramatic, very thick, very long, very wide. Yeah, they're different styles though. I'm a 3D person. I'm more subtle, but I only honestly, I only use lashes when I'm going to an event or something. I'm not an everyday lash girl. What I'm an everyday girl of is my lip. So I'll just throw my mascara on and throw my lip on, whatever color I choose for the day, and I'm out the house. I don't do a lot, even though I have a beauty brand. I don't do a lot when I'm not, it's not required. So when I'm doing interviews, when I'm having meetings or something of that nature, or if I have to do an event, of course I'm going to beat my face. But other than that, give me a lip and give me my mascara and I'm out the door.
You know, when I put on the lashes, I want them done correctly. Let me just tell you an embarrassing story that happened about a week ago. I went out on the first date. I said, okay, I'm going to put on eyelashes. But it was at a carnival, and I went on these rides that was very windy.
Wow. That didn't end well.
Yeah. He was like, your lashes was coming off. And I'm like, hey, it is. I rip them off on the carousel ride. But in my
forget it. Look, forget it. I'll try again another day. You know what would be good for you though? The magnetic lashes. The magnetic lashes would be good, only because they're glueless, and it's literally just the eyeliner, and it has the eyeliner is the adhesive. So you would put it on like you would do your regular eyeliner, and then it just snaps right on your eye. That's it. It's so easy. And people who are not good with lashes, like the glue lashes, this is a phenomenal product for them.
About 15 years to get up to last week's fiasco that still didn't work. It was so embarrassing. So embarrassing. So I'm glad that you stated the differentiation between the different types of lashes, because I do see women with the more dramatic lashes, the more subtle, and I never know like what to ask for. So now I need to ask for like a 5D, 3D, and they'll know.
If you want high drama, it's 5D and 25 mm. If you want like an everyday lash with a little bit of drama, because again, 3D come in different styles. It's just that it's not as dramatic. If you see women with like really big lashes, 9 times out of 10, that's either a 5D or a 25 mm.
Got it. So your Natalia Megan Hair and Beauty is in Walmart. Talk about that. How did that happen?
And it happened during the pandemic.
Tell us about it. I'm curious.
It's so funny. Social media is a powerful, powerful tool.
Yeah.
And I'm not a Twitter girl per se. I have a Twitter account, but I'm not as active on Twitter as I am with like IG and my Facebook pages. So I got on Twitter. I started posting more on Twitter. First of all, I had to ask my daughter. She's 25. I'm like, how do you use Twitter? Because that was beyond me. And so I started on there, and I did certain hashtags, and you know how you at certain people and at stores. So I started manifesting the stores that I wanted to be in, and I would at them in my post. And I guess it was about months later, I received a phone call. First, I received an email. Then I received a phone call from a Walmart buyer. And I was like, this email is spam. You know, spam is a lot. So I was like, oh, this email is probably spam. Somebody just wants to get my information. Then I received a phone call. And I was like, oh, so this is real, like real. For real, for real.
Right.
And it just and then the process started. And it's a process, and it's not an easy process at all. But that's when the process started. Yeah, and so April 19th, I officially launched.
What did you do to celebrate and acknowledge the moment?
You know, we were in New York because the billboard released on the same day of the Walmart launch. So it was like a two-punch. I was so emotional. I was just, and I kept going back. We went back at night to see the billboard at night. That night we went out for drinks, of course. We went out for dinner and drinks and drinks and drinks, just to kind of celebrate. I had so many drinks that day. I was just so happy. And then I kept crying. I was like the biggest crybaby that whole day, because once I posted it, and just to see all the, like that one post had 78 shares, and it was thousands of people. And
Wow.
right now people are still commenting on a post from April. It was just so overwhelming. And I was like, oh my gosh, you know how you do things and you don't really know the impact that it may have on other people who want to do something but are scared or are doubtful or are doubting themselves. To hear that I've motivated them, and, you know, that they've been watching me and watching my progress from the beginning, all of that, I was such a crybaby.
But, you know, I also know that celebrities have been wearing your beauty products. You have celebrities like Jennifer Hudson and Nene Leakes. But I also know that people measure success differently. So even though you have celebrities wearing your beauty products, you are in Walmart, you had a billboard in New York City, other people are telling you that you are inspiring. How do you measure your success?
You know what? With all of that, and even with me being in Essence, my company ranked number 5 on a black woman-owned business to shop with. Number 5 in Essence, yes. So, you know, you would think with all of that, I'd be like, yes. I take it. I have to say, I guess I'm just a humble person anyway. But even though I've accomplished a lot, I'm not where I want to be. I haven't accomplished a lot. If that makes, I've accomplished a lot, but I haven't accomplished a lot. You know? Yeah, because there's still so much more that I want to achieve. Where even though I've achieved all that, there's no sitting still. There's no sitting down. There's no taking a break. I'm still on full throttle. I celebrate in the moment, and then it's like, okay, that moment is over. Let's go ahead to achieve your next level.
Exactly. You got to stay hungry, because if you feel that you finally arrived, there will be no more progress. There will be no other success. So I'm glad that you mentioned that. And, you know, you just speaking about your pivotal moments and milestones. And when you mentioned, you know, Essence, that touched my heart. Like, I want to cry like a little baby just now, because to see another Black woman doing the damn thing, that is so inspiring. Congratulations. For real.
I know I always go back and look at the article. I'm like, okay, let me look at this article. And then, of course, it's on my IG page and Facebook and everything. But I do have my moments where I go back and I'm looking like, okay, like, damn, I was really ranked number 5 as the best Black woman-owned beauty brand to shop with by Essence magazine. You know, so it was kind of that, okay, Schenika, you're on the right path, but let's keep going.
On the right path. I know you mentioned that there's still more things that you want to do. So what other stores would you like to see your products in?
Honestly, I would love to see my products in Ulta Beauty, Sephora, Target, but even more than that, I want to get to a place where I can sort of manage my time better, because I want to help, you know, younger people who want to start a business but don't know where to start. So I definitely want to do like a mentoring program. I'm still trying to piece it all together, because I know right now my life is very hectic. But I guess within the next year, that's something that I really, really want to do, because I definitely want to be a mentor to younger adults, not just women, to men too, young adults who may have an idea, who may want to start a business, but they just don't know where to start. So that's one of the things on my list. It's more so, it's not just being in a store. It's actually helping people achieve their own dreams.
Yeah. And I find that that's a key ingredient of successful people. Just the framework of reciprocity, where you want to take what you've accumulated and you want to spread it out and give back to other people who aspire to be exactly who you are, and then some. So I'm glad that you mentioned, giving back, because, people get so tough and they get so in their own head, where they think that there's not more seats at the table, and they feel as if they give it. They give it to someone else that is going to make them better than who they are.
Absolutely. And
from that cloth.
Yeah, I'm the total opposite of that. Honestly speaking, if I can mentor you and you do or achieve more than me, then that'll bless my heart, because you're taking what I taught you and you're doubling, tripling, quadrupling that, and you're going to a whole nother level. Why would I be mad? I'd be like, well, that's my work. Come on, let me stand up and clap for you. Let's keep going. So I don't look at it like that, but a lot of people do. And it's kind of sad, but to each his own. I'm not that person.
Me either. I know there's a question that most people want to know, even myself. I know that you started off trying to perfect your products in the kitchen. You have a family member who's a chemist now.
Yep.
You're at Walmart. Was it expensive to do all of these things?
And, it becomes expensive only because you're throwing away a lot of stuff in the beginning. You're making a big bowl and you're like, wait, maybe I should have made this much. But no, you want to make that much because you want to think quantity wise, you're going to put out a lot of quantities. So you want to test it that size so you can get the pigmentation together. You're wasting money. So it's very wasteful in the beginning. Now, because I've been doing it, now it's like, okay, I know it's going to cost this amount. And now that I'm in Walmart, production had to increase. So of course the cost is going to increase, but it's not where, if you properly prepare yourself, you'll be fine. And that's the key. And that's what I want to be. That's why I want to mentor other people, because people don't properly prepare. They have a vision, they execute it, but then what's your backup?
Got it. You said that, you spent a lot of money, you wasted some, you learned from it. But for me, it's about, damn it, invest in yourself. If you believe in that brand and you want to see it,
always bet on yourself.
Bet on yourself. You can't
always.
go. People are always asking me, do this for me? Can you do that for me? Damn it, why don't you just do it for yourself?
And that's what I get a lot of. Well, where did you get this? And where you have to do your own research now. Now, let's be clear. I said mentor, not hand walk you through. I'm not telling you, well, this is what you need to do. This is who you need to call. This is where you need to look. No, if you're passionate about whatever you want to do, you're going to do your own research. Now, I can just help you and develop you from there. But I'm not even with my own children. And I have a 25 and 26-year-old, and they'll tell you Mommy not going to tell me any answers. I'm going to have to figure it out. And that they're grown now. And this is since they were younger.
Those individuals, those who weren't given everything, they might have been given a little, just to get started. Oh, yeah. But those who figured it out for themselves, and every single influential person or celebrity that I interviewed, that was a major ingredient. They figured it out.
You have to figure it out.
Yeah, they went to Home Depot and they bought the wood and they built the doors themselves. So amazing story. Amazing story.
Thank you.
So proud of you. I am really
proud of you. Thank you.
It's inevitable. It's already been written. So I don't even have to worry about, where you're going to be in the future. Exactly where God purposed you to be, because he got you out of a situation that you weren't supposed to.
Absolutely. I was supposed to be in there. I realized that now. Everything I went through, it molded me to the woman I am right here today. So I'm glad now that I went through it, Because if I didn't go through it, I would not be the Schenika of 2021.
Oh, right now, that's the message. We need more of your empowering words, your business fortitude. How can my viewers and my listeners follow you on social media?
Absolutely. You can follow me on IG, Facebook, and Twitter. My handle is at Natalia M Beauty.
Got it. And your website?
Website, you can shop walmart.com, and I'm there.
Well, Schenika, thank you so much for telling us all about your brand, Natalia Megan Hair and Beauty. I will be out to purchase some Temptations so I can continue to see the world. Thank you so much, love. You've been a
Thank
blessing.
you for having me. Have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye. So this has been another amazing edition of Sanya on Air. I had not one, but two. Uno, dos, guest. I still haven't learned the Spanish word for guest, but someone email me, DM me on social media, let me know. But make sure that you hit the subscribe button and the notification button. Make sure that you leave a comment. Make sure that you like, make sure that you share. You can also visit my website, www.sanyaonair.net. Thank you so much to my amazing guests, CEO Schenika Quattlebaum and fellow podcaster Tiffany Kennedy. Thank you so much for tuning in. Smooches, dolls.